Alright, so yeah, Yashi's waiting for you to give the countdown and he'll start the timer.
Okay.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck. I literally know nothing about this game, so yeah, sorry.
Is Jagger G gonna be doing commentary or?
I have not heard anything from Jagger G.
Okay.
Kenta was supposed to do commentary for Hunters, but he has been MIA.
Okay.
So I think for the most part, if you don't mind, you're probably going to be on your own for this.
Okay, I probably won't say much.
Okay.
This is a good fight. Sarcasm for those who don't know. It's a good fight too. First protection. Okay, my friend's here and he keeps telling me to talk about the game, so I'm gonna try to do that, but I'm really shy, so. Here comes like the first boss fight. You collect 3 artifacts. Actually, you collect 6 in total on each planet, and 3 of them activates a portal to a boss fight. And the bosses in this game are really like horribly designed. They're all the same. There's like 2 versions or 4 versions of both bosses. 2 bosses, and then the final boss, which is Korea or whatever, which is like the most entertaining. But there's 8 bosses, and 4 of them are like really poorly designed in that aspect, and a lot of others, honestly. Someone asked what I like most about this game. Probably the multiplayer. Honestly, that's why I bought it. A lot of my friends were getting it, and I thought it'd be fun to play with them. What'd you say, Patrick? How did I get started running it? I don't know, I just got bored with the single player actually pretty quickly, and so I thought it'd be more fun to do it as fast as possible, because I had an in-game timer and all, so that always helps. That portal right there, I don't activate that, so that the second time I come back to this this planet, I activate it the second time after I defeat the second boss on this planet, and it actually works when I'm trying to escape the planet. It's not supposed to work when you're escaping, but it's just a little glitch. Just comes later. Yeah, I don't either, so. It's a really good fight. It's a really good escape overall. there's a little glitch coming up in this morph ball tunnel where you can go through this wall or this ceiling right here. You just get the right angle, and it saves quite a bit of time. Probably over 30 seconds. You can go through most walls in this game, but it really doesn't matter unless your objective is in the same room, because if you try to go through another room while you're out of bounds, the game just freezes. That's why out of bounds is incredibly useful in this game. It'll have its moments. A little trick or glitch right here is you kill the one that crawls, a couple that crawl on the wall, and then you stand behind the wall back there like I did. You just peek through back and forth. The door will open. You're supposed to kill them all before the door opens, but if you stand far back enough, I don't know why that works. It just does. There's just really not much to say there. That teleporter right there I just activated teleports me back to my ship, but I can't use it after a boss battle when I'm trying to escape the planet, but I'll use it later when I return to the planet. And just like the first boss, there is 3 others just like the second one here. There's no really special tricks to this boss, or the others like him, other than you just have to have good aim. But there are a couple strategies you can use on the other boss, and it's 4 versions. But we'll need weapons, like newer weapons, for those. So. And I apologize for the really bad commentary. I'm new at this. Okay, can you guys hear me?
Oh, did I actually make it back in time?
Okay, I was just trying to hit a door switch up there so I wouldn't have to waste time with it earlier. Or with it later. Earlier. A bit later. And that glitch earlier where I went like through the wall, if you don't jump like right after you get through the wall, you will fall to your death. And that saves about 20 seconds. Originally, to get the battle hammer there, which is this weapon, you would have to scan 4 switches, and then the switches would activate a cutscene, but the cutscene takes a really long time, so I wanted to skip that, so I went through the wall instead. And that was pretty recently found. by me. We come back and fight the bosses on that planet later. That is visit 1 of 3.
Can you hear me?
I can hear somebody.
It's me, Kenta. I'm sorry. I passed out during the Fusion 100% run.
I understand.
Tired, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I'm really bad at commentary, so you can talk about the game if you want. I'll just go back to being quiet.
No, I mean, I was hoping to have a conversation with you at least if you're gonna.
Well, yeah,
you're
okay.
gonna
You can ask questions. That'll work. I'm really bad at this commentary, though. So.
All right. First things first is how much time does Japanese version save?
It doesn't. There's just like one trick in the game that's, or one little item that's just easier to pick up on the Japanese version. That, like, I guess hitbox or whatever is bigger for it. That's the only reason why I'm playing the Japanese version right now.
All right.
No other reason.
Are you an EU or are you EU or are you America? Because I'm trying to figure out which RTMP stream to jump on.
I'm using the EU or TMP because it was recommended, but I'm in the US.
Alright, thanks. God, you look such an ass for falling asleep. I'm sorry, dude.
It's fine.
There's a pinball went by without even having anything. Alright, sweet, there we go. So, can I just ask what you've already gone over?
Not much.
Alright.
GG elevator. I wasn't even on it and it started going up. It's not supposed to go up till you get on it. Almost did it again.
Well, first things first, the question everyone's dying to ask, what's your favorite weapon?
Favorite weapon, I guess the most used for me was the Volt Driver in multiplayer. And the reason that it was the most used is because I usually played like what's called no imp, which means no imperialist. And the imperialist is the one shot to the head kill weapon. And people didn't really use that in like the competitive, I guess, game modes. So we used the Volt Driver. It gave it the most like DPS damage per second. Besides the one-hit KO weapon. Nobody thought that was competitive, the one-hit KO weapon, because it's you kind of have to be lucky. Like, there's some skill involved, but a lot of it's luck because of all the lag involved in this game online. Wait, I can't hear you talking now. You're really quiet.
So you're talking about the Omega weapon or the sniper?
The sniper is the one that like wasn't like allowed in most competitive settings. What'd you say, Patrick?
Sorry, I was moving. Can you hear me now alright?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Alright.
My friend says I should talk about which characters are like better and why and stuff. Samus was top tier, like god tier in this game, and then after her was Sylux, which is the blue guy with the shot coil. When he uses his weapon, like each character has like an affinity, and when they use that, like their own affinity, their weapon, it like it does something special for him. Like for Psylocke, when he uses the shot coil, it heals him for how much damage he does, so it returns that health. For Samus, when she uses the charged missile, they like hone in on her enemy. When Candon uses like the Imperialist, which is the sniper, or not Candon, Trace, he'll turn invisible when he stands still. Things like that.
I was gonna say it's kind of ironic. You're talking to a Patrick on both ends.
Oh, you're a Patrick too?
Yep. Alright. So, anything you should know about maybe like about the morph ball of the game? Is there anything that defines it from any other Prime?
Not that I know of. I mean, this is pretty much like the only Metroid game that I play a lot, so I wouldn't really know about the others. It's a pretty bad Metroid game to play, but I like it. So.
I'd say that.
For me, it's nostalgic. I played the multiplayer a lot. I was good at it. In 2009, I was voted the best Psylocke in the community. And before that, my friend was voted the best Psylocke in 2008. And the only reason that I got it in 2009 is because he helped me get so good at the game. The multiplayer, at least.
Who's your favorite boss?
Favorite boss? I mean, the last one. The only one that's, like, unique. Which is, Goria. So you'll see that at the very end of the run.
I know there's controversy about it. What do you think that Goria is just a ripoff of Prime?
Don't know much about the other games.
Right.
Okay, there being enemies in this room is just RNG, which sucks because it takes a lot of time to kill them. Like you want to move on to the next part, but you gotta kill them first.
Here's a question. Are you planning? Not are you planning? But what do you think? Do you think that this game is like a Quake game? That's what I've heard a lot of people compare it to.
Don't play Quake. I would know.
Oh shit. me either, which is what I was kind of hoping you had.
I played this competitively. I guess it was like my first like competitive game. Good to start out with. Had a small, pretty close community. Everybody knew each other. There was a lot of us, but like we all knew each other. We had clans, you know, we had clan battles and all that stuff, and not much trash talking went on. I don't know, we were all just close. The most, I guess, trash talking that went on was between GameFAQs and Insider. Those were two like really split communities. And
how long did it take how long did it take the community to die down? Obviously, it has in the recent years.
Oh, when did it come out? Like 2006, 2007? It died out in around, I'd say 2010, which is pretty, I don't know, pretty good for a game like this bad. But people really like the multiplayer, they got attached to it.
Anyways, tell me more about GameFAQs and whatever.
Yeah, there was kind of a rivalry between GameFAQs and Insider, like which community was better, and by far it was GameFAQs. I started out as an Insider kid, and then when I started meeting people, we met like through this like little rivalry between Insider and GameFAQs, and after I started meeting them and playing a lot with them, I got a lot better. I mean, they were like on a whole other level than Insider. Insider was more of the like kid-friendly form. You know, you couldn't share a friend code unless you did it by PM, and if you did it by PM, then the person would like report you and get you banned. But GameFAQs are just a lot more, I don't know, open.
That just doesn't sound like it makes much sense.
What'd you say?
It just doesn't sound like it makes much sense.
What doesn't make sense?
Like, how are you supposed to battle people if you don't know their friend codes?
Oh yeah, I don't know. Insider was just like, I don't know, they're just too kid-friendly. Nintendo wanted to keep kids safe or whatever, and GameFAQs was like, I don't know.
Would you say yes if you thought this game had the ability to either be ported or remade on the 3DS?
I would say absolutely not.
And is there a reason why?
just there's better things you can spend your time doing than remaking this game. I don't think porting it on the 3DS would make it any better, and it's just, I don't know.
Is there any big tricks in this game that we should know about before they happen, or have I've probably already missed them all, slept through them?
I had a pretty big glitch earlier where I missile pushed myself through a wall, and I guess that's
Oh wow, out of bounds.
Yeah, out of bounds, and that was just to skip a cutscene.
This totally is like Quake. There's fucking rocket jumping.
Yeah, I'm rocket jumping right now. Missile pushing myself up to get more height. I'm basically skipping cutscenes there and skipping platforms that I would otherwise have to use. I would have to use if I were playing casually or something.
Can you normally skip cutscenes, or are they all since they're all rendered in the game's engine, they're not skippable?
Oh, a lot of them are not skippable. There's a trick that comes up later when I revisit the first planet. That when you shoot a switch and it'll activate a cutscene, and if you shoot 2 switches before the cutscene activates, it'll only show one of the cutscenes rather than both. So I mean, little things like that, but most of the cutscenes you can't skip. I'm skipping a lot right here. I'd have to go through a series of like keys and stuff. I'd have to grab keys to open doors and all that right here, but instead you can just scan it using the jump pad there through the wall. It's completely unintended.
Alright, I'm not gonna ask who your favorite hunter is, since you already said that you used to be the best Silux.
Yeah, Silux was definitely my favorite. Samus was by far the best though, and easiest to play.
Yeah, I never really messed around much with the multiplayer myself. I think I got this game in like 2010 or 11 for my first playthrough, and I got it again in like 2013.
Oh wow, it's pretty late. 2010.
But I liked it. I wish I could. I honestly wish I still had it. For some reason, that one game is a nasty habit of just disappearing out of my DS collection.
Yeah, you said you lost it earlier.
Yeah. So what are we fighting right now? Slench or Credifid?
Slench.
Do you think that people would have received this game better if they had thought of more bosses?
By far, yeah, for sure. Also, every time you visit a planet, like I said, you collect 3 artifacts and you fight a boss, so... If it wasn't just collecting 3 artifacts every single time, in like a Legend of Zelda game, you don't go to a dungeon and collect, 3 things, the same 3 things every single time. I mean, there's like a series of puzzles and they're different in every dungeon or temple or whatever.
Yeah, but people would be willing to argue that like you do just do the same format of collect item, beat boss. Right.
Pretty much the only like difference the only difference between each planet is
dungeon.
The aesthetics and nothing more.
I understand that.
Like one's lava themed, one's space themed, one's ice themed. Like that's the
and
only
then
part.
one's like and then one's kind of like space ice themed. Vesper's kind of the odd one out. It doesn't really have much of a theme. And
yeah, it's more like futuristic, and it's already a futuristic game, but you know what I mean. That was a really good boss fight. I hardly missed any adjudicator shots. That's good.
Yeah, nice. Here's the one thing that bugs me about this game. Like, in-game looks like almost N64-ish, but the FMV looks like it belongs on the PlayStation 1. Like, the FMV looks actually good.
Can't comment on the PlayStation 1, I didn't play it, but...
Oh, it's FMV, I mean, it's full motion video, it's not like, it's not rendered like this. Escape sequences, love them or hate them.
Okay, right here I'm supposed to escape the planet, but instead I'm gonna get 2 things done in one. I'm gonna like start on the next
Oh god, really?
start on the next, like what I would be doing if I visited the planet a 3rd time.
Oh, are you just doing the Trace and Noxus fight now?
Yep.
Or is this just Trace?
It's just Trace. I did the Noxus fight the first time I visited the planet.
Is there any way to manipulate the hunters?
Yes,
Do what you
but
want?
with Trace, as far as I know, there isn't. But pretty much all the other hunters, you can manipulate them in such a way that you can end the fight pretty quickly.
This still doesn't seem like you're doing half bad.
Yeah, that was a really good fight.
People in the chat are saying that like they have a good feeling that Prime Hunters may be the only game you've ever played.
The Hunters is what?
The only game you've ever played.
Yep, it's the only game I've ever played. No, after I played this competitively, I played Halo competitively. I got pretty good at that. Had a 50 in every playlist on Halo 3. I enjoyed it a lot. It was, the guy who actually like got me good at this game is the one who got me good at Halo 2. He's the 3rd best Smash 64 player in the United States. Just that fun fact. He plays Smash 64 on a keyboard. He plays with Boom and Isaiah pretty much daily. I actually played Halo with him for 2 or 3 years, and I played this game with him for 2 or 3 years before I knew he was even like that good at Smash, so. He just randomly asked me one day if I wanted to play Smash. I was like, how? Because he lives in California and I'm on like the other side of the country. And he was like, buy an emulator, you can play online and all that. So he got me introduced to that.
That's cool. Is net play really that much of a thing?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Is net play really that much of a thing?
For Smash 64 it is, yeah. I wouldn't know about other games.
So what are the item totals for this game?
See, I don't really know, but I'll know if I like at the very end of the game when I check.
You'll know if you're missing something, essentially.
Yeah.
And then we'll be like, oh shit, and you also run throughout the whole game trying to figure out what the hell you missed.
Yeah, and I actually did that when I was practicing a few days ago. I missed a UA expansion, but I'll be doing that again.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been making the joke recently that this is the long-lost Metroid 64 because it's pretty much the same graphics as Nintendo 64.
Yeah, pretty much.
With FMV. No, but I actually really like Hunters. It was really, I mean, it really was trying for a mobile game, for a mobile Metroid. I think one of the people just wanted a classic 3D Metroid, a classic 2D Metroid again, which I think one of the reasons why this was so ill-received. I'm not saying it's the only reason, but I think it's a big part of it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so those 2 Guardians in that room, you can manipulate them, sadly enough, by standing still. If you stand still, they'll stand still. And they're really easy to shoot in the head when they're standing still, so. And with the Imperialist, it's a one-hit to the head, so. I don't know, good game is good, I guess.
So, are you headed out of the planet now?
I'm sorry?
You headed out of the planet now?
No, I'm gonna collect one more artifact and then I'll be out.
Alright. Where are we headed to after this?
I'm sorry?
Where are we headed to after this?
Slush to the Archives, the first planet again. We're gonna revisit it. I'm sorry, it's really hard to hear you. I have you coming out of my speakers. I can't get you out of my headset and on the stream for some reason. But...
least favorite enemy here? So that's a good question.
All of them except the last boss. I mean, it's a really easy game, you know? Like, none of the enemies do much damage, and I don't know. And they all die really quickly, so. Damage boost to get out of here just more quickly than it would take to go through a series of events to get your way out. This gate here, this like electric gate, you're supposed to go through a series of events to get it turned off, but it turns out you can just go right through it. So there's no need. I mean, it doesn't do much damage at all. Like, I still have, I don't know, plenty, so. You're not supposed to use teleporters when you're escaping the planet, but that teleporter wasn't like intended to be used at this point in the game, so you can
So it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, you can actually use it early. They didn't think people would be like going to it, so they didn't like.
So what is?
They didn't turn it off.
Do you have? Yeah. Do you have any personal? What's your personal reasoning for why you think there's escape sequences?
Why there's escape sequences?
Yes, because nothing obvious happens.
Honestly, I don't know. Something they had. Like story-wise, I don't know. I really don't.
Well, a lot of times people will like find something about a game that doesn't make much sense and make up a silly explanation for it.
Because the boss wants his octolith back.
Oh, so we're fighting Trace and then we fight Trace?
Yeah. Hunters revisit maps as well as you do, and it's random. So, and if they kill you, they take your octolith, and you have to kill them to get it back.
Yeah, that sucks. I remember that.
Yeah. But if you die to one of the hunters, you should sell your game.
It's not just me that thinks that those green hanging things look like the original Metroid artwork, right?
Yeah, they do. They do.
Because they look like the jellyfish in the actual artwork of Metroids in the original game, from the original game's manual. In the concept art for Metroid 1, apparently, they look much more like actual jellyfish. Missile hopping like a pro.
And once again, I'm going to stand still here so that they will. They'll walk up to the door.
Just need to get them to start noticing you.
Yeah.
I noticed it's always kind of weirded me out a little bit that since the Guardians use the Hunter template, they have like human bodies when they die.
Sorry, what'd you say?
Since the Guardians use the Hunter template or whatever for their
yeah, when they die, they have
them.
like arms and legs and everything like a human or whatever. Yeah.
Yes. Like you just couldn't see them.
It's just laziness, you know.
I don't know if it was laziness, the game very well might have been rushed. We can't just assume that the developers were lazy. I mean, it was a subsector of retro, and they're known for being pretty good. No, the retro was it? I'm pretty sure it was retro. It was either retro or in a Nintendo office. Either way, they're not normally known for being pretty quality. Did you purposely skip Camden there? You don't need to kill him? Or is that
I
paying
killed
attention and you got him?
I killed him, yeah, I got a headshot.
Ah, you fell. Good thing that's not a
Skipping
big
that
chance.
door down there by doing this little jump. That door takes you through a hallway, it takes you to an elevator that just takes way too long to go up, so. This is the part where you can skip one of the cutscenes by hitting 2 switches before one cutscene like is turned on, I guess. activates.
This kind of thing is why I kind of think of Quake. Like when you just randomly get teleported to a new area where you're like that's obviously meant to be a battlefield. It's not like any sort of linear progression area that you're going to be returning to a lot. You know?
Well, I guess I don't know. Again, I don't play Quake, but
Quake is made up of single maps. And I assume you at least know that.
oh,
Have you played Doom?
I've never played Doom either.
Oh my!
This is the only game I've ever played. Remember?
Apparently. What the hell, man? You're missing out on like all really good first-person shooters. Like, I'm going to need to bug you on Skype after this and just tell you to go play Doom and go play Quake and.
I pretty much just play League of Legends now in my dorm, so it's pretty much the only game I play now. It's just accessible, you know. Like, I don't bring all my consoles to school and everything. Get too distracted anyway. League's not that good, so I don't have to get like distracted. I mean, I do anyway, I guess, but not as much as I would get distracted playing other games.
Do you think you're gonna come back next year if we have another marathon?
Yeah, probably. Just depends how my classes are going at the time.
Are there any other categories for hunters?
There's any percent and 100%.
Alright, which one are you doing right now? I haven't checked the schedule.
I'm doing 100%.
I actually did that bomb jump myself. I remember doing this in when I was doing my casual play the second time because I couldn't remember how you were actually supposed to do that, and I was like, oh, this puzzle takes way too long. You know, yeah. Going through all the different teleporters to get you to the one that brings you up here, then you can get the shock coil. And I'm like, this takes too long. Not worth it. Oh god. Now everyone is starting to compare different Metroid games to Dragon Ball Z characters in the chat.
Nice.
And they're saying like other M is Raditz or other M is Yamcha. I kind of feel like this segment was the devs being a bit lazy, I will say that. Because it's the same room copy-paste like 4 times. With different stuff happening on a couple parts of it, you know? Alright, this room looks like shit your pants worthy. Like, isn't falling in this game instant death too?
Yep, and I just did it. GG.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I wasn't paying attention. I
Shit.
thought I made the jump, so I just like looked away. I looked at the chat, but no Johns, right?
Ah!
No Johns.
Well, when's the last time you saved?
There's just a checkpoint
what?
at the beginning. Yeah, there's a checkpoint. No big deal. I did it again.
Seriously?
Yeah, streamer is bad. now I can't stop looking at the chat. Now I'm just staring at it. Okay, I'm done. I quit. 3 times.
I don't think this. Wait, what? Wow, maybe you should just take this room nice and slow.
Yeah, safe strats. Walk half the room. What? What? What?
Please tell me you didn't.
What happened there? What? What? No!
You ran right. Oh boy. Oh boy.
I won't be back next year.
I don't think Kirby's gonna hate you just because this is happening.
I'm glad he's asleep.
I wish he hadn't been, and maybe you guys could have yelled loud enough on Mumble to wake me up. Just move me to live and start yelling at me.
Whatever, we made it.
Yay. Fifth tries the charm. So do you think they should have just replaced Quadroids with Metroids?
I don't know. They should have done a lot of things differently. I don't think it matters. I don't think that matters. It's not what they should focus on, you know?
Mm.
Bosses are number one. They should focus on that first, and then changing the puzzles.
So if you were going to tell them to remake this game, what's the first thing you would tell them? Change the bosses?
Probably, yeah.
Hmm.
My favorite part about this game is probably all the weapons. The weapons are nice. They're all unique and cool and fun to play with, you know? I like weapons, so. But you can tell when they made this game, they were certainly focused on multiplayer, most of all. I mean, I think there's like 7 different modes in the multiplayer, you know?
Mm-hmm. Which is probably, like, a lot of people question such the focus on multiplayer when the single-player campaign has some of these issues.
Yeah. Which, like, 7 different multiplayer modes with 6 different weapons or whatever doesn't really fit the pattern that they made with the single player stuff. So they certainly focused. It's obvious that they focused on multiplayer, which I was okay with that. I mean, that's why I originally bought it. So.
Hmm. Is this another Slunch or a Credifid?
Slunch.
Hmm. How many Credifids do you already fight? I don't know what I missed in the 20 minutes that I wasn't here.
I've only fought one.
Ah. Which one do you prefer fighting?
The first one, I mean, is the easiest. By far.
I mean, like Credifids or Slunches?
Probably Slunch. They're just funnier. Like, I don't know. This is a Slunch. I don't know. I just think they're funny. You'll see why on the next 2 Slunches. They do like a... They change it up just a tad, where instead of like flying around like that, like they do that eventually, but after he comes off there initially, he comes off that thing. He'll roll around in like a figure 8 or like an infinity symbol or whatever, right, on the ground, and it's just the same exact pattern, and he does that for like a minute and a half, and you can just stand next to the wall and watch it. Like it's supposed to be, you're supposed to be like in the middle of it, dodging it and all that, but.
Chat's like, what is that name? We don't know.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Credifids are the far more annoying boss to me because you have to make sure, because if you don't hit every single one of those things on the right phase, then you have to start again because it regenerates them all. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I also prefer fighting a Slunch as well.
Yeah, I choked on the first Credifid, but we don't have to talk about that. I don't think anyone
We don't
knows.
talk about that.
Yeah, you can 3-cycle it, and I did it in 4. It was really bad. I haven't gotten a 4-cycle in a very long time.
So do you mostly run this game because you used to play the multiplayer a lot, or do you just also like running it single player?
Both. Right, a little bit of both.
Anything special about this escape sequence, or is this an actual? We'll just run right back.
Anything special about the escape?
Like, are you gonna go do something?
Actually, yeah. In this escape, there's something a little different. Instead of, oh sweet, I made it. Barely made it on that platform. Instead of like going all the way back to my ship, I can actually use the teleporter because I didn't activate it the first time I was here. Which I was telling them that earlier. They'll see what I mean now. Just try not to fall in this room again, though. That'd be helpful.
Yeah, the chat's predicting that you're gonna fall in the room again.
How many times? Predict it, chat. How many times?
I'm really glad, even though I didn't get a chance to commentate pinball because I randomly passed out right before I was supposed to commentate. Kudos to me on that one. But
Didn't fall.
other than yeah. All right, that's how that room was supposed to look, guys.
Wow, such a good fight. Nice and hard.
So anyways, after I sucked, but I'm really glad that we got to do all that stuff with like the AM2R developer and that. That was all great, wasn't it?
What'd you say? I'm sorry, it's really hard to hear you. What?
We got to have the AM2R developer on and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
So what is world record in this game?
There isn't one for a single segment, really. I mean, just
guys.
there's a few of us that have PBs. I have the fastest PB at 135, like XX or something. I don't know the seconds. I don't run it much.
I'd say that counts.
Yeah, honestly, I'll probably beat 135, but it shouldn't be that special.
So this might be world record height.
Something like that.
Let's get excited, people.
For the segmented run, there's 12 segments, and it's 1:18:24. I got that pretty recently.
I've never been too much of a segmented runner myself. I usually prefer single segment.
Oh, you said what?
I usually prefer single segment myself. With Metroid 2. That's my main game.
Nice. Okay, in this upcoming room, there's a platform that you're supposed to stand on, and it goes through a cutscene. That platform right there, and if you stand on it, it automatically activates it, and you have to stand on it. Like, you can't move as you go through this entire hallway. And it's really slow and takes a really long time, but if you just jump on the edge of the wall, you can just roll past the entire room.
And I just saw you just almost fell there. That would have been bad.
If you fall down there, there is a jump pad to get you back up, so it's actually not that bad. I wasn't actually worried about falling there as I was in the other room.
I thought it would be a death.
As I was in the choke room.
Invisible walls everywhere. Well, visible invisible walls.
Right. Invisible to Samus, right?
Hmm. Some of the puzzles, like, why would anyone design this like that?
Yeah, I don't know, honestly.
I just thought about that. Other than Mecha Ridley, people are talking in the chat. They're like talking about Ridley. I'm like, have we seen any Ridley fight? We probably saw Mecha Ridley during the Miles Prime run, unless that got Picnic too. It's kind of funny that this key appears right behind you.
Right, yeah.
It's like, oh, hi there. So what is your favorite room in the game? Do you have one?
Favorite room? Probably not.
How many guardians do you have to fight in here?
7, I think. I don't count.
That was 5. Oh, there's 6.
So 6?
I believe so.
There's the jump pad I was talking about. There's one on the other side. I have to use the jump pad.
I see.
I have to use the jump pad on this side because there's a UA expansion, so it's just faster to go through the black lava, I guess.
I'm gonna guess maybe some kind of polluted water. Some kind of polluted water is my suspicion.
Dry eyes. That's why it hurts.
So, what would be the first advice you would give someone who's trying to run this for the first time, like you're trying to get me to?
I think you said you play with the like dual mode where you use like both hands on the buttons. I would switch to stylus for sure. It's just
I
like
personally did that because I usually don't have a stylus. I end up losing it a lot.
it's just like PC gaming. You can have like I guess like theoretical perfect aim, right, with mouse because you can move it in any direction, and you can't do that with buttons. So
It's like the argument of console versus PC.
what'd you say?
So it's like the argument of console versus PC.
Pretty much, yeah.
Alright, what's the strategy for this boss?
So use the when you use the magma, you can get like multiple ones, like with one shot. So that's pretty much the strategy.
And then
And-
I noticed shot coil for the actual.
Yeah, I was
core.
gonna say, and then you use the shot coil for the crystal.
Do you feel like any weapons are overpowered in this game?
The Imperialist one hit KO.
How much does that do? The Imperialist do to bosses?
It does a lot to Goria, the final boss. Not much to others. It's faster to use the shot coil for other bosses. But for hunters, again, it's faster to use Imperialist. And on some bosses, like the slinches, you can only use a certain weapon. So that one weapon or the power beam. The power beam's really slow. So
I will say, at the very least, it seems like they did a good job of making each of the encounters as different as they can be while still being the same boss. Like,
right, yeah, just different versions. I guess.
like they got different attack
I
patterns.
guess, if
This
you-
one moves around the room.
If you have to give them credit for something.
I mean, there had to be some reason why they couldn't do more individual bosses. I'm hesitant just to say the devs were lazy, you know?
Yeah, I guess it could have been time constraints, but I told the chat to count my voice cracks during this run, and that was one, by the way.
To answer a question in the chat, hazardous. This does have backtracking, but less than you'd think. You mostly come back for other bosses. So you have to go fight more bosses on the planet. You have to get their octoliths.
Right, and you go through different rooms, I guess, that are designed differently. But again, to me, it's just different aesthetics. You just come back for different aesthetics.
Well, someone in the chat was asking, like, is it like Prime? It's like the actual Prime games where you actually have to backtrack, or is it just linear? And it's not just linear.
No, it's not just linear. But again, you're asking me about Prime games that I didn't play, so, or don't play.
Oh, I'm not asking. The chat was just asking, so that's why I was answering.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But this is the only game I play, so
Apparently.
apparently. It's a pretty good escape. We are now
Yeah,
into my favorite part of the run. The next 4 segments, the last 4, they are my favorite by far.
What are they?
Video 2, Video 3, Bolinos 3, which is like the lava map, and Oubliette, which is the final one.
Mhm.
This is the more futuristic one.
Yeah, VDF. I know, video.
Video.
Vesper Defense Force, that's not a thing.
Vesper Defense Outpost.
Yes. I don't know why my head said Vesper Defense Force. This sounds like fucking like the name of like some Power Ranger group.
Yeah, here we meet Silex.
Alright. I noticed that it seems like they like Silex a bit more than the other hunters, I'm gonna be honest. He's the only hunter where you get the individuality of like having a ship come to his battle and stuff like that, you know?
Mm-hmm. Not hitting any of these choke percent.
Yeah, it seems like a rough Silex fight. It's a good thing the shock barrel really doesn't do all that much damage quickly.
Yeah, he's not healing much at all. So it's fine.
You need those headshots.
Alright, that's what I'm going for. Yeah.
Well, that happened.
After he goes into his like alternate form, the lockjaw, you shouldn't use power beam. It's just easier to hit and faster.
Alright. Oh, see, that's convenient. So he just normally comes in right in front of you, and when you come to the... Cause that's how he was really convenient place for that headshot. I like that the ship comes in, the ship goes right back up. It's like, nope.
Sorry, one sec. What'd you say, bud? Yeah, in multiple.
You back?
Oh, yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I remember that room you just went through in the morph ball to being quite annoying when I was playing through casually. Lots and lots of bomb jumping.
Yeah, actually most of it's like unnecessary. There's a section of that room that's just completely unnecessary. But to get like all the way to the top of that part, you have to bomb jump. There's nothing up there, nothing at all.
Well, thanks for crushing my soul slightly.
What'd you say?
Thank you for slightly crushing my soul.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah. See, here's my only problem with Vesper Defense with the video, because it's just pretty much just like Arctera and the Celestial Archives had a baby. Like, they could have picked one more individual themed area as opposed to just icy futuristic space station, you know?
Yeah. Oubliette, the final one, which you don't spend much time there, you just fight the boss and the game's over. It's kind of like a forest themed, and I wish they did that with this map instead, or this planet instead. They didn't. So.
I'm assuming that you're fighting Guria 2 as well,
Yeah.
since this is 100%. But you have to do that 90% as well for the true ending.
You just have to beat that part as fast as possible. There's a phase of Guria that you don't have to fight in either one of them, either any percent or 100%. 100% is
But do you
defined.
skip Steel Sphere?
I'm sorry?
Do you skip Steel Sphere?
Whatever the second part is, when you don't activate the 6 switches in the first fight.
Well, isn't that... You don't do that, you don't do the true Guria fight then? The one with the Omega Cannon?
You do. Yeah, you do that one.
I thought that was the 6 switches.
It is the 6 switches. I'm saying the one where you like don't activate them.
You don't activate them at any percent?
Right.
Alright. Yeah, sorry, your stream was lagging there for a second. Yeah, it's kind of, your stream's kind of like catching every little bit.
It's good on my end. It looks. Yeah, it's good on my end. So.
Well, Yashi, I'm watching the RTMP, so isn't that only his feed?
The RTMP one is only mine. But it's looking good on OBS.
Yeah, no, it keeps like catching.
What does it look like, Patrick?
You're dropping frames or something. People are saying that they aren't getting it. That would be confusing. Alright, then I'm gonna hop on my other Wi-Fi. I'll be back in just a sec.
Sure.
Alright, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Alright, so let me get your stream back up. Okay, that looks a bit better. It's still kind of catching for me. Actually, I think it's catching up. I don't know. No, it's still rough. And they're not getting... It's so weird. Damn it, GameStop, making it really hard to commentate. Those tanks rolling around on the ground I kind of see them as like the precursor to the crawl tanks in Prime 3. Which, by the way, you should go play the Prime games after this marathon.
I was gonna say, I didn't play Prime 3.
Because otherwise I think the general Metroid fandom is just gonna kill you because you've never played anything.
Probably. I liked, what's it called? Fusion. I played Fusion. That was the very first one I played and I loved it.
Yeah, Fusion's great.
Loved it to death.
Have you played Zero Mission?
Zero Mission? Yes. Played Zero Mission. I did not play Super Metroid, which I hear is the best of those three.
I prefer Zero Mission myself. Zero Mission was my first Metroid game.
Yeah, that's probably why Fusion's my favorite, just because it was the first. Yeah, it's definitely the one I like to watch the most too.
Some of these races have some pretty cool design. Like, I like this deeper part of the video.
Yeah, I do too. Like the early parts are really boring, but this part gets more interesting. The third visit to the video is fun.
Cause it looks like kind of like you're surrounded by lava for some reason right now. And like in those pipes and that window thing.
I don't know, to me it's more of a futuristic look. Futuristic look in a futuristic game, so... Just more futuristic than it already is, I guess. I don't know.
Flash, can you stop being a buggy piece of shit? Please? Oh god, that actually reminds me of another funny thing from the AM to our interview that I did earlier. The doc was so soft-spoken, I never expected him to be just like dropping swear words left and right. That was hilariously unexpected. I've never been quite sure what's happening in this room. What do you think it's supposed to be?
I'm just trying to activate this elevator before the spark or whatever reaches the top.
Well, my internet is apparently just like having a giant dump because Flash just froze, and now Mumble's even coming in glitchy. I love you too, Flash player.
If you hold slightly back when you're scanning that switch, during the cutscene you'll fall down near your destination, which is this missile expansion right here. So that saves half a second.
Woohoo, optimism. What games have you played outside of Metroid? Like
Halo, Call of Duty, and League. That's pretty much it.
So you very much seem to be a fan of competitive gaming then.
Yeah, definitely. Fun facts, if any of you play League of Legends, or sorry, hold on one sec. Oh, I'm sorry, hold on.
Uh-oh. What just hold on? What just happened?
Having trouble with the 3DS capture card, as usual.
Cap card, please.
Okay, it should be good now. West eye. Is it working?
There it is.
Good. Purple.
Alright. If only that had solved all my issues. Hard to watch you. Anyways, you were saying about LOL?
Another guy who was, I guess, voted, yeah, I think it was 2007, he was voted one of the best players. The best Silex or whatever. He's now a League of Legends pro player, ManCloud. He played this competitively when he was a lot younger. And then he played Halo competitively, I played that with him as well.
Oh, this slunch is on the ceiling, you see.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about earlier. It just goes in like a figure 8. You can just stand next to the wall and it doesn't hurt you.
I think I remember
But if you
this
run
actually.
into it, it does damage. So.
I think I remember this actually. I'm laughing about it.
Yeah, I'll probably do that. Just like troll it. Just troll it. Yeah. Now it's more like I'm chasing it.
Now the Benny Hill theme is going on in my head. The Angry Donut is doing Angry Donuts around the room. Why it's giving you question mark, question mark, question mark.
Who?
Like you haven't fought a Slench 4 times already.
Oh yeah, I know, right?
Don't you need to wait? Have you been scanning the Slenches?
No, you don't have to.
I thought you needed to scan all the bosses for 100%.
100% in this game is categorized just by getting all the pickups, all the expansions, like weapon,
Hey Kirby, sorry about earlier. I passed out in the middle of your Fusion 100% run.
weapons, ammo, and health expansions. That's it.
Overall, it seems like that was a kind of rough Slench fight.
No, it wasn't that bad. I just came in with pretty low health, but it wasn't a bad fight at all.
Am I correct in assuming you're gonna grab some help?
Yeah, I'll grab some as they go out.
And everyone in the chat is super excited, even though you're like, oh, whatever.
Yeah, it really wasn't like that close. If I was gonna die, I would've like gotten more health than what I did. But...
Anything interesting on this escape sequence, or is this the last one for the area?
This is the last one for the area. It's just pretty straightforward. Just get back to the ship. Sometimes there's guardians in here or another hunter that you have to fight to get the door open, but it's just RNG. Happens to not be any in here, so it's good. 10 HP,
Hope
Kempa.
percent.
What'd you say?
I said hope percent. I'm hoping that you don't get hit, hoping that guardians don't show up.
Well, the guardians don't do much damage anyway.
It's more that it just take time.
Alright, yeah, it just takes more time.
Yashichi wants to know when is time. Is it the last hit on Guria?
Yes, the last hit. It'll move into a final cutscene with Goria. Okay, the hardest trick in the game is coming up. The hardest glitch. And if I don't get it pretty quickly, I'll probably just do what's intended, safe strats or whatever you want to call it.
Alright, did you hear Kirby?
Yeah, he said say time when I'm done or whatever.
Yipper.
Oh, that was close.
So, do you think that Alanos is kind of just a mixture of Chozo Ruins and Magmor Caverns?
You're asking me about Metroid games I didn't play.
Dude. I'm sorry, I'm used to everyone in this marathon having played the basic Metroid games. Like, you need to go play Prime Trilogy, like, right the fuck now, after the second you are done with this game. Immediately. It will make your life happier.
Even after all these fails, if I just get it like once, it still saves a ton of time, because the maze down there takes a long time. But I'll probably do the maze.
That's good.
Probably do the maze after this one.
That's the one insta kill maze with like all the really big crushing pipes, isn't it?
Yes, and it's extremely annoying. So it's much better to get, because I didn't practice that, because I shouldn't have to practice that, but the maze at least. So no promises on how that's gonna go if I have to do it. I'm gonna give it one more try. I'll go do the maze.
Twitch, please, and not Twitch, but RTMP, please.
Is it lagging for you again?
It never stopped. I'll get a few seconds of you with no lag, and then suddenly it's just super lag again.
Alright, I'll go do the maze.
Come on, ow.
Good luck, have fun.
Oh boy. Here we go. Who the fuck is texting me at 6:30 in the morning? No, I'm not even gonna check that. I'm too tired.
What? What? What?
Uh-oh.
What?
Uh-oh.
Why?
No. Well, that's one death. Starts you at the beginning of it, right? There's a checkpoint there?
There's a checkpoint in processor core, which is the room where I didn't get the trick. That is frustrating. Close?
Hey. Game, please. Whoa, you just almost got pushed off the edge. Alright, come on, let's go. Let's go not get crushed this time. Alright, yay.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. I don't want to talk about it.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, that's rough. Back into it.
This is choke percent. I won't be back next year though, don't worry.
You'll be back. We won't let you leave. Next year we need to see how the prime run is supposed to go. At least the chat seems to be having a good time.
Good. What this is all about, right?
Yeah. This puzzle is retarded though. Like seriously. I don't blame you for getting crushed, this is ignorant. Insta-death does not belong in a Metroid. Alright, made it through the first part, right? Let's go second part. God damn it, I hate this stream lag, it's making me so nervous. I don't know if you're actually getting any of this shit. Are we clear? Are we clear? Are you fucking kidding me? There's more?
Always more. Okay, we made it.
Yes!
You can skip each one step for every bomb there, so.
Hi.
It's like 4 steps you can skip to. first UA expansion. DS
So
was
what
about to
exactly
run
does
out of
that-
battery.
Uh-oh.
I plugged it in. That's why I was paused there for a second. Or stopped.
Good. Better to make sure it's paused.
Battery dying mid-run would be a kind of bad way to end it.
Yes, it would.
Yeah, the kappas per minute of the chat is really low today. Come on, people. See what you got. There we go. That's how you cap. Oh boy. What are you watching the chat?
A little bit, yeah. A lot of
Yeah.
kappas.
Yes. A significant KPM has been achieved. Good job. Is this also the last escape sequence for Alanos?
Yes.
I know you don't have to come back here to activate the oubliette.
Yeah, but I'm gonna do that before escaping.
Or you can do them on the way out. You have all the occulus.
Yep, got them all.
Alright people, this is it. This is endgame. You just gotta go activate the last area and then head to it from the ship. Can I have some clappas for the run that ended up never ending even though he died? He didn't stop.
This is such an embarrassing run.
Hey, it's first run of Hunters any of us have ever seen. We don't know how standard this is. This is still the best Hunters run we've ever seen.
You?
Look at all those clappas. They all love you. Don't be worried, man.
I said, don't be worried, look at all those clappers in the chat.
Yeah, thanks guys. Sorry guys.
Don't apologize. Still the best Hunters run we've ever seen.
You'll notice when I activated that cutscene, the timer stopped. Because I'm no longer escaping. I can use teleporters. So I found this out actually a couple days ago. Like normally you'd escape, you go all the way back to the ship. But I don't know why no one ever thought of this. You just teleporter a lot faster.
Is this new strat hype?
I guess so. Yeah. I've never
New
used it.
strats.
I've never used it in a single segment before, so that'll save time.
Oh, by the way, can I ask, what was that 1 minute time saver that you thought almost existed?
I was gonna combine video 2 and video 3. I thought I could get the timer to stop if I made a new timer start up. And what I mean by start a new timer is that there's a little the little puzzle at the beginning of that is you scan a switch and it starts a little timer and it gives you like 11 seconds or whatever to scan another switch, something like that. So I thought if I could start that timer, it would make the escape timer go away. So, but it turns out there's like just an invisible wall there blocking you from going to the next room there until you escape and come back.
It sucks.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm amazed they thought of it.
No, it's not done yet. It's not done yet, Kirby. We're not done. He was just saying, he was talking about the timer for the escapes. Not the timer for the game.
Kirby is bad and he wishes he had Kirby Triple Deluxe, but he doesn't like I do. I got it early because I have a Japanese 3DS.
Called out. What are you gonna do, Kirby? Alright, by the way, do you have anything you'd prefer to be shouted at the end of the run during the credits?
Any shoutouts?
Anything to be shouted. Does this game have a Deer Force?
Oh, no, none of that, no. Deer Force.
Alright then, guys, when he beats the game, let's just let's just get clappers going again. Korea looks really fucking cool. I always really like this boss. Like, its design actually reminds me a lot of Samus.
There we go, that's what I was waiting for.
So when do you do the 6 switches?
Sorry, what'd you say?
When do you do the 6 switches?
When do I do them?
Yeah.
Just during the fight, but I wait for certain like phases of this Korea to hit him. Let it go through them all.
This lag is killing me. Trying to commentate the boss fight. Anyways, as far as I know, he's going to be doing hitting the 6 different switches on the walls soon, in a specific order, and that will let him reach the final phase of the Gorilla battle once he kills Gorilla 2. Correct?
Yes.
You can't just hit me, you have to hit him in a very specific order. Which I assume is dependent upon having the weapon switch less for the phases. Wow, looks like Shock Coil really does a number on him.
Yeah, so is the Imperialist.
I think I remember that, like, don't you destroy his Imperialist phase in like 3 shots? One on each shoulder and then one in the head.
It's 1 to each shoulder, and then I don't know how many it is to whatever that is, but it's quick. Wait.
Oh god, did we just go over the estimate? That's what people are saying. Oh wow, hi dude, you have more people watching you than Super Metroid did. About 1,000 more.
That's because Miles preceded my run. Thank you, Based Miles.
Then they wouldn't still be here if they didn't like the run. So you did just overestimate.
Oh, that really sucks.
So you're at like probably about 142 right now. Hunters, yeah. Hunters confirmed for better than Super Metroid. 1,000 more viewers hype. 1,000 more viewers hype. Alright guys. Alright guys. Cool Metroid Prime. Pseudo remix of the Metroid Prime. Pseudo remix of the Metroid Prime. I really like the song. Oh shit, is the timer done? Oh, looks like we have to figure out the actual time of your run. By the way, he has to be really careful. I don't remember. The Omega Cannon has a recoil here too, right?
No, not in the single player, no. That's time, by the way. Time. That's
only multiplayer? Alright. Well, the timers already got turned off on accident.
Okay. That's okay, it has in-game time.
So we need to figure it out.
There's an in-game timer.
Like so. Is it the timer that people go by?
Yeah, it is.
Alright. Alright, clappers. Clappers everywhere. Clapping Frankers and clappers everywhere. You did great, Amhite. Look at that chat explode. Alright. Hey Kirby, or Amhite, you can link your stream in the chat, you know, hype yourself. Am I still on double? Do. Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Alright, sweet. Thank you very much for the Hunters run.
I actually got a PB off that. I got a 133.
And since his PB is world record, that means new world record.
Yeah.
Kirby, that means new world record.
Oh snap! Nice, congrats.
Let's see how many seconds it was, though.
Record.
That was so bad, though. I was so embarrassed. Uh, 133.23. So. Yeah.
Sweet.
Okay, that's that. I'm gonna go find a knife and some other things.
Alright, thank you very much for the run.